Hi, my name is Taylor Dunn, and this is my informative speech. For all basketball fans, March is the most exciting month of the year. This is when a 64-team tournament takes place to crown the champion of college basketball, Division I college basketball. This tournament has been around since 1939, when it started off with only 8 teams playing it out for the championship. This is actually the only year that our hometown Oregon Ducks were able to get the win, so that was a good year for us. It's since the start in 1939, the University of UCLA has had the most titles, winning 11, behind the legendary coaching of John Wooden. Coming in second are current powerhouse, the Kentucky Wildcats, who have had 7 national titles. To tell you a little bit about this tournament and how it works, all the teams are decided on by a committee on a day called Selection Sunday, early in March. The first way to get in is to win your conference tournament. So every single conference in the country will have at least one representative in the tournament. So conferences that are weak, that wouldn't get a team in anyway, are allowed to have at least one team, and that makes it exciting for everyone to get everyone involved. The next way to get in is to get what's called an at-large bid, and those are decided on by the committee. To get an at-large bid, you have to have a good season, and they decide the best teams that didn't win the conference tournament. They also get in with what's called an at-large bid. And the tournament is set up of 64 teams. It's single elimination, so you win, you move on. If you lose, you're out, you go home, and it winds all the way down from 16-32, 16 to 8 to 4 to 2, and then finally a national champion. I also want to tell you a little bit about this year's participants in this year's tournament. The 2 favorites in the tournament are the Kentucky Wildcats and the North Carolina Tar Heels. The Kentucky Wildcats had a great season this year, going 33-2. They are led by Coach John Calipari and also star forwards Terrence Jones from right here in Portland, Oregon, and Anthony Davis, a 7-foot center and considered the best player in college basketball. They also are surrounded by about 3 or 4 other NBA-type prospects, and Kentucky is considered the most talented and most athletic team in the country. Another favorite for this tournament will be the North Carolina Tar Heels, who are a perennial power in college basketball. They are led by Coach Roy Williams, who is already a Hall of Famer for college basketball, so he knows what he's doing. He'll have his guys ready. They are also led by star center, a 7-foot player named Tyler Zeller. And North Carolina is from the ACC. They had another great year, going 29-5, and they look to continue this winning tradition at this year's NCAA tournament. A couple other teams that are kind of under the radar, but really good teams that are looking to make a run, are 2 teams that are really hot right now. One team, the Florida State Seminoles, who have ended the season on a great note, winning the ACC tournament and beating North Carolina and Duke on back-to-back nights, which not a whole lot of teams can say they've ever done. Those are 2 of the best teams in college basketball. Another team is the Missouri Tigers, who won the Big 12 tournament, which is considered one of the best conferences in all of college basketball. The Missouri Tigers are led by the best guards in the country. Marcus Denman, Kim English, and Phil Pressey are just a few. They are loaded at guard and look to make a run. When a lot of people think of the NCAA tournament, what they think of, the most exciting aspect of it, is the Cinderella teams. Cinderella teams are what we consider teams that aren't good enough, or people don't see them as good enough to make a run, but they end up doing it anyway. And they are called Cinderella because no one really gives them a chance. They're kind of flying under the radar. They are the underdogs. And most recently, two smaller schools that weren't expected to make a run, Virginia Commonwealth and George Mason, have both made it to the Final Four, and this causes quite the stir in the college basketball community. It really gets people excited about the tournament. This year, we're hoping to have some more Cinderellas to bring more excitement, and those type of teams would be Creighton as well as St. Bonaventure. Well, I would like to thank you guys for listening to my speech on college basketball. I hope this has provided you with some information, and you can now take that information and apply it to watching the games, and it can create interest in people that wouldn't otherwise watch the games because they're not informed on the better teams and what's going on and how it works. So we look to have a great tournament this year, and we hope that everyone will come out and watch. Thanks for listening.